Evil, no matter how much we try to define or understand it, remains an elusive concept. It often appears as an abstraction, a term whispered in darkened rooms or hinted at in the hidden recesses of our minds. Yet, as vague as it may seem, our recognition of evil often surpasses our ability to define it. We may not be able to perfectly articulate its boundaries, but its presence, chilling, unbidden, leaves us unsettled. In the realms of Stoic philosophy, where understanding human nature and maintaining inner calm are paramount, grappling with the idea of evil requires not only perception, but resilience. The Stoics teach us to face everything, trials, losses, and yes, even the malevolent, with a composed mind and an unshaken spirit. But Stoicism also recognizes the danger of malevolent forces and individuals, reminding us that, though evil may wear a benign mask, it will eventually reveal itself. It is here that our journey begins, to look deeper, beyond superficial kindness or gestures of goodwill, into the core nature of those around us. And when we encounter true malice, the clarity of recognition often surpasses any spoken warning. We sense it in the barely concealed disdain, in the deliberate deceptions that grow more intricate over time. Stoicism reminds us that recognizing these traits is the first step in understanding and ultimately confronting them. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button. Only 15% of my audience is currently subscribed, so if these insights resonate with you, I'd love for you to join our community and turn on the notification bell to stay updated. And exciting news, our channel now offers a 24/7 live stream, streaming Stoic wisdom and insights around the clock. Plus, by joining our members club, you'll unlock exclusive benefits, deeper content dives, and personal insights. Join us on this journey, and let's build a meaningful life together. The nature of evil. Our minds, while prone to occasional errors in judgment, are remarkably attuned to perceived danger. This attunement is a survival mechanism, a quiet whisper in our consciousness that alerts us to the presence of harm. We may overlook small, subtle signs, but evil, in its truest form, cannot hide indefinitely. It seeps through the cracks, revealing itself in glances, in seemingly inconsequential actions, or in the unsettling energy that some people carry. Consider a man who moves through the world with cruel intentions hidden beneath a polished exterior. He might not announce his nature openly. In fact, he likely takes great care to appear upstanding. But watch him closely, and eventually the truth emerges. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Those whose intentions are dark and cruel, despite any outward appearances, eventually show their true colors. This perception is not limited to those we see as strangers or outsiders. On the contrary, true malevolence can emerge in the most familiar and trusted places. The teacher we admired, the close friend who offered support, or even a family member, all may harbor intentions that do not align with the goodwill they project. And while it is disheartening to consider, Stoicism encourages us to confront this reality with clear-eyed understanding. Imagine the trusted mentor who, over time, subtly instills self-doubt and uses veiled criticisms to erode your confidence. Or consider the co-worker who compliments your work to your face, only to undermine you in private conversations. The danger lies not just in their actions, but in the discord they create between appearance and reality. This, the Stoics would say, is the hallmark of true malevolence, a disconnect between intention and outward display, one that is designed to disarm and ultimately control. Sign 1. Masked empathy. One of the most striking traits of those who conceal their true nature is their ability to feign empathy. It is not enough for them to merely blend in. They seek to endear themselves to others, to elicit trust and admiration. But unlike true empathy, which is selfless and genuine, this empathy is a mask, a tool of manipulation wielded to maintain control over others. Imagine someone who, in times of crisis, offers seemingly unconditional support, showing up when others are absent and offering a comforting shoulder. Their kindness feels like a balm, their words a soothing antidote to your pain. But over time, subtle inconsistencies emerge. This person's support, while plentiful in public, fades when you most need it, their advice beginning to feel like thinly veiled criticism rather than encouragement. In Stoic philosophy, a wise person learns to see through such illusions. They recognize that true empathy doesn't waver based on convenience. A person of genuine character does not withdraw when your need surpasses their desire for praise. But a person who hides behind a mask of empathy will falter when the weight of their own pretense becomes too heavy to bear. The realization may come slowly, creeping into your awareness like the dawn. You may start to notice that this person's kindness seems performative, their interest in your struggles fading when they are no longer in the spotlight. This recognition, painful as it may be, is liberating. It allows you to break free from their influence and see their true intentions more clearly. Sign 2. Subtle isolation. Another hallmark of manipulative individuals is their tendency to subtly isolate those they intend to control. Unlike overt acts of jealousy or possessiveness, which are easier to recognize, this isolation is quiet, almost imperceptible at first. But as the Stoics remind us, even the faintest whisper of unease should not be ignored. Over time, it becomes a persistent murmur, signaling that something is amiss. Imagine having a friend who, under the guise of concern, encourages you to distance yourself from others. They might suggest, gently at first, that certain people don't have your best interests at heart. They plant seeds of doubt about your relationships, making you question the motives of those around you. Eventually, without realizing it, you find yourself withdrawing, relying more and more on the person who claims to be your only true friend. The Stoic approach to such manipulation is rooted in mindfulness. Stoicism teaches us that self-awareness is our best defense against those who seek to control us. By examining our feelings and actions with honesty, we can recognize when our boundaries are being encroached upon. True friends, after all, encourage us to expand our connections, to thrive in the company of others. Those who seek to isolate us often have ulterior motives, intentions cloaked in the language of care and concern. The realization may be painful, a betrayal of trust that leaves a deep wound. But as Stoics, we are encouraged to accept this knowledge with a calm heart, to let go of the anger and resentment that might otherwise linger. Understanding the intentions behind their actions allows us to break free, to reclaim our agency and rebuild the relationships that were quietly eroded. Sign 3. Charms and contradictions. The third sign of concealed malice lies in the charm that such individuals often exude, a charisma that draws others to them almost effortlessly. Unlike genuine charm, however, this allure is interwoven with subtle contradictions, small, seemingly insignificant inconsistencies that eventually reveal their duplicity. To a Stoic, these contradictions are like cracks in a mask, revealing glimpses of the true nature beneath. Consider a colleague who is quick to praise your achievements, their compliments genuine in tone, but somehow lacking sincerity. They may speak highly of your talents, only to make slight critical remarks later that cast doubt on your abilities. Or imagine a family member who appears to support your dreams, only to plant seeds of doubt whenever you express ambition. These contradictions are deliberate, designed to undermine your confidence without revealing their intent. Stoic wisdom teaches us to observe without judgment, to see these contradictions for what they are, without letting anger cloud our perception. Marcus Aurelius once advised that we should look beneath the surface, that we might understand what lies within. By applying this principle to our relationships, we can detect the insincerity of those who seek to undermine us through charm. These charms and contradictions can be disorienting, casting a fog over our judgment and making us question our intuition. But when we adopt a Stoic perspective, we become less susceptible to their influence. By focusing on our own values and principles, we are less likely to be swayed by the superficial allure of those who would manipulate us. This inner clarity becomes our shield, a barrier against the toxic influence of those who wield charm as a weapon. Sign 4. Inconsistencies in words. Words, as Stoics know, are powerful. They can build bridges, heal wounds, and inspire change. But in the hands of the manipulative, words become tools of deception, crafted to suit their immediate needs rather than any genuine belief. Those who seek to deceive are masters of inconsistency, their stories shifting to evade responsibility or to create confusion. Picture someone who makes promises only to break them, offering excuses that seem plausible, but over time reveal a pattern of dishonesty. Their words, once filled with assurances, begin to ring hollow, their promises little more than fragile facades. And yet, despite the growing dissonance, they continue to speak with conviction, relying on the confusion they create to avoid accountability. The Stoic approach to such inconsistency is rooted in discernment. Stoics believe that by observing with patience and clarity, we can separate truth from deceit. When someone's words and actions repeatedly fail to align, this inconsistency becomes a warning sign, a signal that they may not have our best interests at heart. Sign 5. A pattern of reversed blame. One of the most telling signs of manipulation and hidden malice is the tendency to reverse blame. Those who have been unmasked or whose intentions have been questioned often try to deflect responsibility by suggesting that the problem lies not with them, but with you. This tactic is subtle yet highly effective, turning the tables and leaving you questioning your own perceptions. Imagine a friend who, after being called out on a hurtful action, accuses you of overreacting or misunderstanding their intentions. They might say, "I didn't mean it that way," or "You're just being too sensitive." This deflection places you in a defensive position, forcing you to explain your feelings and, in the process, diminishing your own sense of validity. In Stoicism, self-awareness and accountability are paramount. Stoic philosophers teach that we must look inward to understand our own reactions, ensuring that they are rooted in reason and clarity. This self-reflection becomes especially important when dealing with individuals who attempt to reverse blame. By grounding ourselves in our own truth, we can resist the manipulation and remain steadfast in our understanding. Over time, as you continue to hold firm against this tactic, the truth of their character becomes undeniable. The reversal of blame no longer confuses you, but rather serves as confirmation of their intentions. In remaining calm and centered, you gain the clarity to see through their deflections and maintain your sense of self. Sign 6. Feigned ignorance. When faced with the possibility of being exposed, manipulative individuals often resort to feigned ignorance, acting as though they have no idea what harm their actions have caused. This tactic is particularly insidious, as it not only denies the reality of their behavior, but also casts doubt on your perception of events. Consider a scenario in which a colleague repeatedly undermines your work, only to act surprised or hurt when confronted. They might say, "I had no idea you felt that way," or "I never meant to make you feel unappreciated." This pretense of innocence is designed to make you question your own feelings, to make you second-guess the validity of your experience. To a Stoic, however, such manipulation is transparent. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true character is revealed not in words, but in actions. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In observing their feigned ignorance, we come to understand that this act is a tactic, a method of avoiding accountability. By maintaining a calm and centered response, we refuse to be drawn into their game. We recognize that their ignorance is not genuine, but rather a carefully crafted illusion, one that crumbles under the weight of truth. In choosing to respond with dignity, we uphold our integrity and refuse to let their deception shake our resolve. Sign 7. Withdrawal and Silence. When manipulative individuals realize that their actions have been recognized, they often retreat into silence, hoping that time will erode your resolve. This withdrawal is not an act of remorse, but a calculated decision to avoid confrontation, to distance themselves until you are less likely to seek accountability. Imagine someone who, after a series of hurtful actions, suddenly stops communicating. They may cease returning calls, responding to messages, or appearing in shared spaces. This silence is a form of control, a method of keeping you in suspense, leaving you wondering if perhaps you were wrong to confront them. Stoic wisdom reminds us that silence can be powerful, but only when it serves the purpose of reflection and growth. When someone withdraws to avoid responsibility, however, their silence speaks volumes. It is an evasion, a refusal to acknowledge the truth that has been brought to light. In facing such withdrawal, a Stoic remains grounded. We learn to find peace within ourselves, understanding that the other person's silence is not a reflection of our worth or our perceptions. By releasing any need for validation or explanation, we free ourselves from their influence and embrace the serenity that Stoic philosophy offers. Sign 8. Reappearance with a revised narrative. In some cases, the manipulative individual will eventually return, but not with an apology or an acknowledgement of wrongdoing. Instead, they come back with a revised narrative, a story that recasts them in a sympathetic light. This new version of events is designed to make you question your previous judgments, to sway you with a carefully crafted tale of hardship or misunderstanding. Picture a friend who disappears after a conflict, only to return weeks later with a story that paints them as the victim of circumstances. They might claim that they were going through a difficult time, that their actions were misinterpreted, or that they were unfairly judged. This revised narrative is a powerful tool of manipulation, a way to rewrite history in a manner that absolves them of responsibility. The Stoic response to such reappearances is one of detachment and discernment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By keeping our thoughts clear and unbiased, we can see through their revised narrative and recognize it for what it is, an attempt to regain control. In acknowledging the truth of our own experiences, we remain steadfast, refusing to be swayed by their attempts at rewriting the past. This clarity of thought becomes our armor, protecting us from their influence and allowing us to continue on our own path with peace and integrity. Sign 9. Attempts to reconcile through guilt. Once a manipulative individual senses that they have lost their influence, they may resort to guilt as a means of reconciliation. They might reach out with messages or gestures that suggest regret, but their words are laden with implications meant to make you feel responsible for the rift. Rather than accepting accountability, they seek to draw you back through emotional coercion. Imagine someone who, after a period of silence, sends a message saying, "I miss you, but I understand if you don't want to talk." This phrasing is carefully chosen, designed to instill guilt while avoiding direct responsibility. It places the burden of reconciliation on you, subtly implying that the estrangement is your choice, not a consequence of their behavior. Stoicism teaches us that guilt, like all emotions, is something we have the power to examine and control. By understanding the nature of this tactic, we can choose not to internalize the guilt they attempt to impose. Instead, we acknowledge our right to establish boundaries and maintain them, understanding that true reconciliation can only occur when both parties approach with honesty and humility. By refusing to succumb to their guilt-laden appeals, we reinforce our commitment to self-respect and personal integrity. We recognize that our well-being is not contingent on their approval, and we move forward with clarity and purpose. Sign 10. Disguised acts of kindness. One of the most subtle and insidious tactics of manipulative individuals is the use of disguised kindness. After a period of conflict, they may attempt to win back your favor through small acts of generosity, gifts, favors, or gestures of concern. But these actions, though seemingly kind, are not rooted in genuine goodwill. They are designed to re-establish a bond, to create a sense of obligation that keeps you within their sphere of influence. Consider a co-worker who, after a dispute, begins to offer unsolicited help on your projects, or a friend who suddenly showers you with gifts after a disagreement. These acts may seem thoughtful, but they often carry an unspoken expectation of reciprocity, a subtle reminder of their presence in your life. In Stoic philosophy, true kindness is selfless, an expression of virtue that expects nothing in return. When we encounter disguised kindness, we are reminded to look beyond the surface, to question the intentions that lie beneath. By remaining mindful, we can accept their gestures without feeling compelled to reciprocate, understanding that true generosity does not come with strings attached. This awareness allows us to maintain our autonomy, to accept kindness without obligation, and to refuse the subtle manipulation that often accompanies such gestures. You have now reached the halfway mark of the video. I congratulate you for trying to become a better version of yourself, and I also humbly ask you to leave a comment, as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write "better every day" so I know you reached this far. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today, and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. The power of Stoic detachment. At this stage, we have explored several signs of manipulation and malice, each one revealing a facet of the hidden intentions that can linger behind a friendly smile or a comforting gesture. But Stoicism offers us more than just the ability to recognize these signs. It provides us with a framework for responding to them without losing our sense of self. Detachment, a central tenet of Stoic philosophy, is not about emotional indifference, but rather the cultivation of a balanced perspective. It is the understanding that our worth is not defined by the actions or opinions of others, but by our own commitment to virtue and wisdom. In recognizing the signs of manipulation, we do not allow ourselves to become entangled in the emotions they provoke. Instead, we observe them, acknowledge them, and choose our response with clarity and calm. Building resilience through inner strength. As we continue to confront the reality of malevolent intentions, we find strength not in external validation, but in our own inner resources. Stoicism encourages us to develop resilience, to cultivate a mindset that remains unshaken even in the face of deceit. This resilience is built on the foundation of self-respect, self-knowledge, and a commitment to truth. Each encounter with manipulation becomes an opportunity to deepen our understanding, to sharpen our discernment, and to reinforce our commitment to integrity. By recognizing these tactics and choosing not to engage, we protect our mental and emotional well-being, allowing ourselves to live with peace and purpose. Embracing the Stoic path. In the end, the journey of recognizing and confronting hidden malice is one that requires courage, patience, and self-compassion. It is a journey that challenges us to look beyond appearances, to trust our intuition, and to stand firm in the face of deception. The Stoic path is not an easy one, but it is a path of empowerment, a way of living that honors the truth of our experiences and the strength of our spirit. As we move forward, let us carry with us the wisdom of the Stoics, the resilience of those who have faced adversity with grace, and the knowledge that we possess the inner resources to overcome any challenge. Through clarity, courage, and compassion, we can navigate the complexities of human relationships, remaining true to ourselves and to the values that guide us. Sign 11. Isolation tactics. As manipulative individuals sense that they are losing their grip, they often attempt to isolate you from your support network. This can take many forms. They might subtly undermine your relationships with family or friends, or they may find ways to dissuade you from seeking outside perspectives. Isolation is a powerful tool as it leaves you vulnerable and dependent, reducing your capacity to resist their influence. Imagine a situation where someone criticizes your friends or family, suggesting they don't understand you or are holding you back. Over time, they erode your trust in those closest to you, creating a world in which they are your only confidant. This tactic is deeply harmful, as it severs you from the very support system that could offer you clarity and strength. Stoicism, however, teaches the importance of community and shared wisdom. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we are all part of a greater whole, interconnected and bound by mutual respect and support. When we recognize the isolation tactics of others, we must resist the urge to withdraw and instead seek connection with those who genuinely care for us. By holding fast to our relationships, we cultivate resilience, drawing strength from the love and support of others. In doing so, we break free from the isolating influence of manipulative individuals, embracing the community that sustains us. Sign 12. The illusion of change. One of the final tactics used by manipulative individuals is the illusion of change. Sensing that they may be losing you, they suddenly begin to show signs of growth or transformation. They may promise to change their behavior, to be more understanding, or to finally take responsibility. But these promises are rarely genuine. Rather, they are a last-ditch effort to regain control. Imagine someone who, after a period of conflict, suddenly becomes attentive, caring, and apologetic. They assure you that they have seen the light and are committed to improving. At first, this display of change may seem heartfelt, but as time passes, their old behaviors resurface, revealing that their transformation was only temporary. In Stoic philosophy, true change is an internal process, one that requires consistent effort and a deep commitment to personal growth. Epictetus teaches us to judge character not by words but by actions over time. When faced with the illusion of change, we must observe with patience, understanding that true transformation is rare and often gradual. By remaining grounded in our observations, we can distinguish between genuine growth and mere pretense, protecting ourselves from being drawn back into a cycle of manipulation. Sign 13. Sudden acts of desperation. When all other tactics have failed, manipulative individuals may resort to sudden acts of desperation. These actions are often dramatic, designed to provoke an emotional response and re-establish a connection. They might make grand gestures, such as showing up unannounced or creating a crisis that requires your attention. These acts are not genuine expressions of need, but rather attempts to regain your sympathy. Consider a friend who, after months of silence, calls you late at night, claiming an urgent need for support. This sudden reach-out is intended to evoke empathy, to rekindle the bond that had begun to fade. But once the immediate crisis has passed, they disappear again, leaving you once more in a state of uncertainty. In Stoicism, we are taught to control our responses, to avoid being swayed by the emotional manipulations of others. When faced with acts of desperation, we must remain calm, recognizing that these displays are not our responsibility to manage. By maintaining a sense of detachment, we prevent ourselves from being drawn back into their cycle of influence. This resilience allows us to offer genuine help without losing ourselves in the drama, to assist without becoming entangled in their web of manipulation. The road to healing, letting go of toxic influence. As we identify and navigate these signs of manipulation, a path toward healing begins to emerge. The journey of letting go is not an easy one, as it often requires us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities. We may question our own judgments, feel a sense of loss, or worry about what the future holds without the familiar, if toxic, presence of these individuals in our lives. Stoicism provides a roadmap for this process, encouraging us to look inward, to build resilience, and to cultivate self-awareness. By releasing our attachment to those who have harmed us, we free ourselves from the weight of their influence, reclaiming our autonomy and sense of self. Embracing inner peace and freedom. In letting go of toxic relationships, we create space for something invaluable: inner peace. This peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but a profound sense of freedom, a life unburdened by the manipulations and expectations of others. We discover that we are complete in ourselves, that our worth is not contingent on the approval or validation of those around us. Epictetus reminds us, "No person is free who is not master of himself." In choosing to release toxic influences, we become the masters of our own lives, the architects of our own happiness. This freedom is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, a testament to the strength that comes from self-determination and inner clarity. As we let go, we step into a life of autonomy, a life shaped by our own values and beliefs, unshaken by the judgments or manipulations of others. Building a resilient self. The journey of healing is also a journey of self-discovery, an opportunity to cultivate resilience and self-confidence. By facing the challenges of manipulation with courage and wisdom, we emerge stronger, more self-assured, and better equipped to navigate future relationships with clarity and integrity. In Stoic philosophy, resilience is the product of practice and persistence. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to see every obstacle as an opportunity for growth, to use each challenge as a means of fortifying our character. As we let go of toxic individuals, we also let go of the fears and insecurities that once held us back, embracing a life of purpose and conviction. Cultivating authentic connections. With the departure of manipulative individuals comes the opportunity to cultivate authentic connections, relationships built on trust, respect, and mutual support. These are the bonds that enrich our lives, the friendships and partnerships that inspire us to grow and evolve. In choosing to surround ourselves with genuine people, we create a network of support that reinforces our own values and strengthens our sense of self. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." In seeking out positive influences, We align ourselves with individuals who uplift us, who encourage us to be our best selves. This shift in focus allows us to experience relationships that are free from manipulation, connections that nurture rather than drain. By prioritizing authenticity, we create a life that is rich in meaningful connections, a life that reflects the principles of Stoic philosophy in every interaction. The legacy of wisdom, passing on the teachings of Stoicism. As we complete this journey of recognizing and overcoming manipulation, we carry with us the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. This wisdom is a gift, a legacy that we can pass on to others who may be struggling with similar challenges. By sharing our experiences, we offer guidance and support, helping others to navigate the complexities of human relationships with clarity and resilience. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one. By embodying the virtues of Stoic philosophy, we become living examples of strength, compassion, and integrity. Our actions inspire others to seek truth, to cultivate wisdom, and to pursue lives of inner peace. In choosing the path of Stoicism, we join a lineage of thinkers and seekers, individuals who have faced adversity with courage and grace. This legacy is our own, a testament to the power of wisdom and the enduring strength of the human spirit. A final reflection: the journey of self-discovery. The journey of recognizing and overcoming toxic influences is, at its core, a journey of self-discovery. It is an invitation to delve into the depths of our own character, to uncover the strength, resilience, and wisdom that reside within us. Through the trials of manipulation and deceit, we come to know ourselves more deeply, to trust in our own perceptions, and to stand firm in our convictions. This journey is not without its challenges, but with each step, we grow stronger, more confident, and more at peace. We learn to value our own insights, to honor our own boundaries, and to live with a sense of purpose that is unshaken by the actions of others. In the end, the greatest gift of Stoicism is the realization that we are enough, that we possess within ourselves the power to live a life of integrity and joy. This realization is the foundation of true freedom, the freedom to live authentically, to love openly, and to face each day with courage and gratitude. As you continue on your own path, may you carry with you the teachings of Stoicism, the strength of your own convictions, and the knowledge that you are capable of navigating any challenge with grace and wisdom. Remember, you are not defined by the actions of others, but by the choices you make in response to them. This is your power, your peace, and your legacy. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration and reflection. I hope that the insights shared here have brought you clarity and encouragement, and that you find the courage to let go of what no longer serves you. May your path be filled with wisdom, resilience, and the quiet strength that Stoic philosophy inspires. If you found this journey helpful, please consider sharing your thoughts in the comments below, and don't hesitate to reach out to others who may benefit from these teachings. And remember, the journey of self-discovery is a lifelong pursuit, one that is as rewarding as it is challenging.